up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Helpful Dreams. Today we're going to be covering how to go from a comfort zone into a growth zone. And we've all felt this before, where we've been stuck maybe in repetition and just in a spot in life where we feel most comfortable. And sometimes we have to step through certain levels of fear in order to get to an actual growth zone where we're making progress and we're fulfilling our ambitions and moving along the ladder to success. And so we're going to jump into it right now. It is said that the term comfort zone was coined in 1991 by Judith Bardwick in her work, The Danger of the Comfort Zone. Within this comfort zone, there's not much incentive for people to strive to progress or go through painful and fearful situations in order to move on to the next levels in their life. Even though the term comfort zone became popular in the 1990s, there is behavioral psychology studies that were done in the past. In 1907, Robert Yerkes and John Dodson conducted one of the first experiments that illuminated a link between anxiety and performance. They did an experiment on mice where they observed that mice were more motivated to complete a maze if a series of minor electric shocks were emitted to them. During these experiments that they did, they increased the intensity of the electric shocks, and they noticed that there was a threshold that was met where if the shocks were minor and a minor stress element was involved, the mice would be more motivated to complete the maze. But once they met a certain threshold and it was a certain intensity, the mice would not go through the maze, and it had an opposite effect where they would freeze and not complete the maze. This also corresponds with human behavior that's been observed with the fight, flight, or freeze mechanisms that are built into our biology. The core idea behind this is that built into our nervous systems, there's a Goldilocks zone of arousal that if we are stimulated from outside stimuli to progress and proceed, then we can move from a comfort zone where we're laying kind of dormant to a place where we can move on and actually accomplish things that don't feel regular to us. And it's also what it takes to develop new habits. When we go into a new habit, we are feeling uncomfortable at first performing the task, but then through repetition it becomes feeling normal, and then the new normal becomes our new comfort zone, and we can work to move out of that into the next level of comfort. When moving out of our comfort zone and into a growth zone, it's important for us to realize that not all fear is an indicator of true danger. Fear is actually necessary, and it's a step that you have to move through in order to get to a growth zone in life, because we go from a comfort zone to a fear zone and then a learning zone, and then the growth zone comes. It takes a mass amount of courage for people to go from a comfort zone into the fear zone and then to progress into the learning zone where we're facing challenges head on and learning new ways of dealing with them. And then we move on to the growth zone where we actually have met the next level in our life and our development. In reality, the path from the comfort zone to the growth zone is not always clear-cut and linear. Sometimes we have to step out of the comfort zone into the fear and learning zone and then return back to our comfort zone until we build up courage and self-confidence to step out again on our path to a growth zone. Now that we've covered the path from the comfort zone to the growth zone, I want to cover a couple tips that make it easier to step out of your comfort zone and move along the path to progress and fulfilling our ambitions. One technique to move out of your comfort zone is to reframe the way that you look at stress and anxiety. Anxiety and stress are very similar to excitement, and our stress responses provide us with stimuli and energy to get through certain difficult situations. And so next time you feel anxiety or stress, instead of recognizing it as something negative, recognize it as an indicator that you're actually moving along your path into growth. And when we reframe it like that, it's easier for us to have a better relationship with our stress and anxiety by reframing it and identifying it for what it is. Another step to internalizing a growth mindset is recognizing the concept of neuroplasticity, where when you repeat a task over and over again, your brain becomes adapted to that. And when you're first developing a new skill or stepping out into a new way of living, it takes repetition to make the new normal feel normal to you. And so You just have to have faith that if you keep repeating a certain process, even though it feels uncomfortable at first, it starts to feel natural. It's like when we first learn to drive. It feels awkward. It may feel, kind of scary, and you're flying down the road in a big metal object. But then when you get used to it, the car almost becomes an extension of us, where it feels natural just to know how to drive. And so it's really similar to that with anything that we learn. We just have to repeat the process over and over again, and then that becomes the new normal, which becomes our next level of progress. And then we can move on to making new normals and new status quos in our life. We also need to realize that the comfort zone isn't always a bad thing. We talk about going from a comfort zone to a growth zone, but sometimes it takes remaining in our comfort zone for certain periods of time to really clarify where we want to go in life, maybe have certain periods of rest in our life. Those are all essential to progression. It's when the comfort zone becomes detrimental to our development and it stops aligning with our goals and who we feel we truly are, that it becomes a problem, and that we need to step out of our comfort zone, begin to develop new skills and habits, and continue on our path to fulfilling our biggest desires in life. It's also really valuable to realize that leaving your comfort zone doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind and not worrying about anything and just going straight into it boldly and taking huge action. It also can be done taking small steps at a time to move comfortably into it and wean yourself into the new way of life that you're seeking. Sometimes the best way out of the comfort zone is to start with small steps. Change routines and things that you do on a daily basis to do them just a little bit differently than before. Maybe limit the amount of time you're on a smartphone. Maybe take a walk around the neighborhood and begin to build new habits to where they start to feel natural. And another positive way to step out of your comfort zone is to take a look and audit your diet and see if there's small changes that you can make that might be healthier for you. Maybe drinking more water, maybe doing the apple a day thing. That's what I've been doing lately. And just implementing new things that are small changes, but you stick to them and they become your new norm. Another good example of small steps to leave your comfort zone is to add additional reps to your workout, or start to run that extra half mile at a time each day and build up that progress and continue on a path that's going to be more healthy for you. It's also important to begin to challenge your beliefs and figure out what is truly important to you, build up that personal philosophy, begin to explore new ideas and perspectives that may give you a new perspective where you can see the change necessary to bring you to where you want to be. We also need to learn to practice honesty with ourselves and learn to audit our life on a regular basis to figure out if we are in fact in a comfort zone, and then we need to realize if that comfort zone is serving us or not. And if it's not, then we have to begin the new steps in the process to get out of our comfort zone and onto a growth zone. And sometimes this can feel like anxiety and depression. You just need to realize that that's temporary, and those thoughts are emerging to push you on that next step along the ladder to success. And so that's really important as well. This wraps up our talk for today on leaving the comfort zone and moving on to a more growth zone and growth mode in your life, where you're progressing on your levels and you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, building new habits that are going to benefit you, and you're fulfilling your true purpose. Thank you guys so much for coming by the channel. Subscribe if you like this content. I really appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.
feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, no, this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, no, this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor.